This just isn't realistic enough. It's perfect.
Okay, imagine this. It's 1998 and everyone's enjoying their copies of Pokemon on Game Boy. And then someone comes up with this idea to battle your Pokemon in 3D on the TV. So they make it. And it sucks. Oh, okay. Imagine it's 1999. Same build-up, everything I said happened, but they do it again. And 20 years later, it's one of a little Cran's favorite games. I like it. Welcome to Pokemon Stadium on the Nintendo 4. It wasn't the first one. No longer are you stuck seeing your Pokemon in static 2D monotone images on a screen smaller than my attention span and backlit about as good as ham. It's not! Now you can play Pokemon in 3D, fully animated with some of the best battle animations to this day. Unless you want to actually progress, then you gotta do it in 2D still. But you can do that here too! And your TV is presumably better backlit than ham! This was legit one of my favorite games growing up, which was a bigger issue than you might think considering I had a PlayStation. Often going to my friend's place or my cousin's to commandeer their console to play this mostly one-player game.
I want to play Mario Party.
More like Mario Poopy. I did say mostly, I'll get to it. The main reason for this game's existence is to make full use of the N64 Transfer Pack, which, unlike the Rumble Pack, only worked on this title, and its sequel. You use it to transfer your Game Boy Pokemon over to use in a series of challenges set in place, primarily the Gym Leader Castle and the stadium itself. The Pokemon Stadium is the main game mode, and it's split up into 4 tourneys. Pika Cup, which limits you to Pokemon between levels 15 and 20. All Pokemon available at those levels are eligible, even some that aren't if you cheat. Petite Cup, which has a level requirement of between 25 and 30, but also has a height and weight cap, as well as only being available to unevolved Pokemon, meaning only like 45 Pokemon are eligible. Prime Cup has no limits to Pokemon or levels, so all your Pokemon will be level 100, and you might even run into like legendary Pokemon and stuff. It's also split up into 4 difficulties: Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, and Master Ball. And Poke Cup is like the main tournament, with your levels around 50 and 55, and all Pokemon are allowed except Mew and Mewtwo. Poke Cup also has those 4 difficulty levels. The other challenge to tackle is the Gym Leader Castle, where you challenge all 8 gym leaders from the first generation, like Brock through Giovanni, along with 3 accompanying simps, who oftentimes are harder than the leader, because they're not limited to a type the way the leader is. Beat all of them and you get to face the Elite 4, followed by Blue, or Green, or whatever. Your rival. It's your rival. And beating him will score you either a starter, Hitmon, Fossil, or Eevee at random that you can transfer back to your Game Boy game. Man, imagine going through all of that with like a Charizard and then getting rewarded with like a Charmander. That would that would fucking blow. Upon beating the entire stadium and the Gym Leader Castle, you're faced with your toughest challenge yet. Me.
I'm gonna beat the pudding out of you.
Actually, it's Mewtwo. And while only being a fight against one Pokemon, he's actually like really hard. Outside of, cheesing the whole fight. And I might tell you how to do that if you're a good boy. And if you beat him, you unlock round 2, where you do all of that again, but it's harder this time. And beating him in round 2 gets you nothing. But, however, every tournament you finish, regardless of round number, gets your entire Pokemon party represented in the Hall of Fame. Get all 151 Pokemon in there, and you're rewarded with a Psyduck that knows amnesia. Why am I here? And also, beating round 2 Prime Cup with a Pikachu in your party will let you teach them Surf. So there's actually like a bunch of unlocks you can get in this game for your Game Boy game. I love that. It's cool. But fear not! Anyone looking to play it today and might not have the resources, all of these game modes are entirely playable without a transfer pack by means of rental Pokemon. While clearly not as viable as Pokemon you raised yourself might be, it's still entirely possible to finish the game with these. You just won't really be able to claim these rewards, Other game modes are Free Battle, which let you and another player, or a CPU play in a battle using whatever you damn well want. The Game Boy Tower, which allows you to play your copy of Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow on your TV. Beating the Stadium unlocks the Doduo Game Boy Tower, which lets you play at double speed. And then the Round 2 Stadium unlocks the Dodrio Game Boy Tower, which lets you play in Maximum Overdrive! It's pretty fast. Professor Oak's lab is where you go to organize and transfer Pokemon from your Game Boy to Stadium or vice versa. You can just use Stadium as extra Pokemon storage if you really want. And last but definitely not least is the Kids Club, a series of 9 mini-games and the section that demanded the most of my time as a kid. My friends and I played these things to death. Except, Clefairy says, "I can't even remember how old I am. You're asking too much of me, badam." But most of these are great, making use of like button mashing, button timing, variation of thumbstick flicking. Might I also add that the Ekans minigame is the only game I know of on the console that requires a left and center grip orientation on the controller. I just think that's neat as balls and proves to me how versatile this alien-ass controller really is. I love these mini-games though, man. They might be the best part of the game. And fun fact, you can unlock a hyper difficulty if you win 5 rounds of Who's the Best in a row with hard CPUs. Not that I could friggin' do it to get the footage. Man, I thought I was good at the Metapod one, what the hell? They used voice compression technology from Factor 5. You know, the guys who made, Lair. They made Lair. So you'd think they'd get, like, high-quality sound bites. Maybe all the Pokemon get their anime cries, unlike the, digital screams of the damned like we got in the Game Boy games. But nah. Just Pikachu.
Oh, it's Pikachu!
And I mean, they all did get new cries that sound way better and more realistic in a lot of cases. But it seems the main reason was the announcer.
Oh, there's going to be a change of Pokemon. The remaining Pokemon count is 3 to 2. This battle is still up in the air. What's the matter, trainer?
Some find him annoying, but I think he's friggin' iconic. Even if you can't, pronounce some names right.
Oh, it's Angela!
Oh, and did I mention this game is hard? It's like really hard. I've been playing this thing on and off for probably a decade and a half, and I still haven't finished round 2. Doesn't help that the damn thing cheats. The CPU legit doesn't make their decision until after you've made yours, and chooses accordingly. Stuff like getting free switch-ins when you fly, or changing to a ghost type, because they know you're about to use a normal move. It's like infuriating. It's not fair. And of course it's a Gen 1 game, so it absolutely has its technical problems. For better or for worse. Critical hit rate was still based on speed, so Persian wreaked havoc, stuff like that. Like, why? The frozen status is just like permanent. If you're frozen, just like write the check and leave. You're done. You can exploit these, but are you really willing to stoop that low?
You're damn right I am.
Another cool thing that's not necessarily a bug, but you can get different colors of Pokemon based on their nickname. Usually just like a slight hue change, but some are way more noticeable than others. A very underappreciated feature, I feel. Adding this back in the franchise would make nicknames way more of a customization feature, you know? Now, in case you missed my old video, which I encourage you to continue to do, Pokemon Stadium as we know it was the second of 3 games in the series. The original, commonly referred to as Pocket Monster Stadium or Pokemon Stadium Zero, wasn't released outside of Japan. It only had 40 Pokemon available as rentals, as they figured Pokemon outside of competitive play weren't necessary, as well as not having the minigames, Gym Leader Tower, or even like continues in the tourney. It was basically treated as a more like cinematic way of playing out the Game Boy tourneys that were already happening. And the CPUs in these tourneys are given the parties of these tourney goers. So like, they're hard. Everyone and their therapist has Body Slam and Hyper Beam. It's nuts. Not to mention I can't friggin' read it. But while only 40 Pokemon are available as rentals, all 151 Pokemon are still in the game and can have their models viewed in the Pokedex if you've got like a Game Boy game connected to it. It's also really interesting to see what is essentially the beta of Pokemon Stadium, you know? While a lot of stuff is carried over unchanged, there are plenty of like models and animations that just didn't. From boob-lifting Nidoqueen to disembodied face Jinx to Rattata looking like he's dry heaving. Alright, who's drugging the birds? There's even some changes to how they treat the camera. So we get some animations that are in Stadium, but we rarely see them, like Alakazam's Get Up animation. It's just all fascinating to me. And this game was the inspiration for me to add badges to my hat. I really like that idea. It was evident in like your trainer sprite in yellow too, I think. They should bring that back. End gag. Inflict Parmesan with Electrode and then spam one-hit KO moves until one lands. Zip zop zoobity bop, fuck this fight.